This is the worst movie.
Let me do my intro. Let me do my intro.
Did Jean-Claude Van Damme owe taxes or something?
Welcome to JUNE-CLAUDE VAN DAMME, Part 3.
It's actually Quattro.
It's Quattro.
Wait, is it Quattro?
That's what I said.
It's Quattro.
No.
We've
Has
been
it been
doing
4 years?
We've been doing this 4 years.
We've been doing this
All
a
right,
while.
let me do it. Welcome to JUNE-CLAUDE VAN DAMME. What's French for 4? Part Quattro.
Part 2 times 2.
Today,
What's French?
we're reviewing
Part two.
Double Team with Dennis Rodman in purple spandex and way too many tigers.
Way too many basketball ones.
It's only one tiger.
Entirely too much tiger.
Too
in
much
this
tiger.
movie.
Well, no, his hair
I've-
was tiger
I've-
striped.
You can never
I've never gone like anti-tiger before, but this movie,
This movie did it.
too much tiger.
You can
never
never
go
have too
full
much
tiger.
tiger. You
Never-
cannot
never
have
go
too
full
much
tiger.
tiger.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Is the tiger's name Tony?
Or we're gonna
That's
fight.
what I want to know.
I am joined today. I should stop doing the voice. I'm joined today
Yes,
by my
Is that
fantastic.
hard on your throat?
No, it's actually pretty easy. Matt Vader's here. What's up, dude?
Dennis fucking Rodman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. I am so pumped when we saw Dennis Rodman was in a movie. That dude's a badass motherfucker.
I think he was just the one.
Isn't he a North Korean asset now?
Oh,
Don't they love him in North Korea?
Him and Kim Jong.
Yeah.
They're tight.
Right
They're
on.
homies.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
Listen, Dennis Rodman. The dude's an icon. Okay, the dude's a fucking icon, and I can't do that. I cannot talk about this movie sober. I'm just saying that right now.
We've been drinking. We've been pre-gaming.
I had to like pre-game for this. Yeah, what's up,
Okay.
Jude? Jude's
Jude's also here.
cranking it right now.
Oh, hello. Too much tiger. Not enough splits.
That poor tiger, though, man. They
There were a
treated
lot
it
of
bad.
splits in this movie, though.
A lot of splits.
Not
Kadish is
enough.
also here.
Not enough.
Kadish, producing the show. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, so I actually saw this movie in the theater.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Spend
So
money on this
seriously,
movie.
so he told me this last night, and I was like, oh, I am struggling with myself right now because I don't know if I respect you for that or want to leave you for that.
So here's what's funny. So like when this movie came out, I was touring colleges. I was trying to find a college I wanted to go to. And I went to the Penn State campus, and there was a small theater there, the Penn State Theater. It's no longer there, but this movie was playing. And at the time, you know, I was going into film school, and the director of this movie is actually kind of an important figure in Hong Kong cinema. And so I was actually very excited when this movie was coming out and it was announced that he was directing it. And so I went to go see it and immediately regretted it. This movie.
How could you regret it?
No, dude.
This is a masterpiece.
So
of
bad.
stupidity.
You got to understand that in my younger years, I didn't have the appreciation for JCVD that I do nowadays.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Yeah,
We
this is
all make mistakes when we're young.
Listen, man, this thing made me horny for JCVD a little bit when he's like training, getting his strength back.
he's
When he's-
recovering from his
yeah.
injury.
It's
Yeah.
like, God damn, that is a crotch shot.
The colony.
and there were some very, very blatant shots of JCVD's
Oh my God!
junk.
Oh,
This
yeah.
fucking guy. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
how he like has
the ball sack thing.
The
Yeah.
laser focus for
Yeah.
other people's dicks.
Yeah.
We're watching it in bed together.
He's like, look,
I'm not
there's
wearing
JCVD's
pants.
balls.
There's no ball
I'm
sack.
not even wearing pants. And he goes, babe, look at it. And I go, stop making me look at it.
No, I was like, you can't miss it. It's right there.
right
I
there.
knew it was right there.
No, man,
I
it's
didn't
just-
need you to double down on. Look at it.
That's the cool thing
Look
about
at
this
that
movie.
glorious dick, my love.
I was like, that's some Belgian dick right
It's
there.
just covered by the sheerest little bit of material. It's like, you know, his dick is right there,
Okay,
but you never
we should probably do synopsis because there's so much to talk
should do a
about.
synopsis.
I'm drunk.
I
Listen.
cannot wait to talk about the budget
Can
for
we?
this.
Okay.
I want
all
to
right.
ask before we could do the synapse,
Yeah.
because it really doesn't have anything to do with the movie. I want to ask Jude if she knows how many times.
You jerked off while you watched it?
No. I want to know how
I'm
many
going to say
times.
7.
I want to know how many times Dennis Rodman's hair changed.
I should have notated that. All I have is
It's at least
it
4.
changes in. It's more than 4.
Yeah, every scene that
It's
he's
more
in.
than 4.
Just about every
I
scene
can
he's in.
probably tell you, like, okay, it was green in this one.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
had the
The
weird
stripes.
branding, the stripes. It's I want to say close to 7.
Okay.
Wow.
Which
Yeah.
is very strange.
It changes
Because-
every single scene, and it could be in the same scene. Like it'll be
Right,
like
right.
we're
Yes.
talking, camera pans to JCVD, same conversation, pans back, different hair.
Yeah, seems like it. And at the same time, it's even more impressive because he's only in a third of this movie.
Yeah,
He has more fight scenes than JCVD
his
does, though.
hair has more screen time than he does.
That's amazing.
Fair enough. Let's get the
What's the
synopsis.
synopsis?
I'm excited.
Take it away, Jude.
Okay, 1997 Double Team, rated R with a runtime of 1 hour 33 minutes. Had a budget of $30 million.
What?
That's it.
What do you think this made?
$12.
$22 million.
$12. $1.
Do you know, Kadish?
And I'm not going to say.
Is it because you don't know and you don't want to be wrong about something?
I'm not going to say.
All right. This movie had a budget of $30 million with a box office bring in of $11 million.
I win.
That was, yeah. You were
He
closer.
said $12. He was the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go over.
Ready?
Good job. Yes.
Best agent ever, Jack Quinn, gets pulled back in to capture Mickey Rourke because Quinn can't retire until Stavros is retired, even though Quinn retired 3 years ago. After the job goes terribly wrong, Quinn wakes up in the Colony, a retirement home for agents that are too dangerous to be set free, even though up until 2 days ago, Quinn was retired in the south of France for 3 years. There's no escape from the Colony, except there is. And once free, Quinn enlists the help of Chicago Bulls power forward Dennis Rodman, whose hair changes in every scene and who has no reason to help Quinn, and who also has a underground lair in Rome run by monks, cyber monks, if you will. The Colony is after him for literally no reason, and Stavros, assuming correctly that Quinn's death was faked by the Colony that no one knows about, kidnapped Quinn's pregnant wife to lure him out of the Colony. Please discuss.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know how many basketball puns there were in this movie?
So many.
so many.
So many.
6.
6. That's it? Seems like there was more
6
than
is a
that.
lot.
They felt like longer.
Okay,
They felt
but
like
one,
more.
okay, but one of them was instead of a parachute, you jump out of a plane and then you inflate a giant basketball and then bounce off the ground.
I'm going to take issue with that because I feel like every scene that Dennis Rodman was in had at least one basketball pun in it.
Is there more than 6? You're saying there's more than 6?
I think there are. yeah.
Okay, all right.
Somebody's going to figure
Also,
that
I
shit
made
out.
that number up. Just felt like a 6 to me.
So this movie is absolutely ridiculous.
It's trash.
It's so bad.
It's pure trash.
But here's the like, there's not even a coherent story being told
No.
here. It's just a sequence of scenes that aren't really tied together. They're like, oh, now we're in this like weird transvestite scuba diving gimp costume party.
Yeah, what's with the scuba divers? And Dennis Rodman going up to the tank and going,
Oh,
That's
can we talk about the scuba
Scooby.
This episode brought to you by Smirnoff Citrus.
Smirnoff.
Can we talk about his escape attempt?
from which one?
Scuba diver related.
Okay.
Escape attempt.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
did you clock that he was already underwater and the guy tried to kill him by putting a bag over his head?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's from the colony, right?
Yeah.
When he was leaving the,
The
colony?
colony?
The colony? And then, like, they were like, listen, there's underwater lasers that keep you.
They're ill-tempered
Hold on.
lasers. First of all, those lasers are extremely ill-tempered.
we need to set up the colony first.
Okay,
so,
go ahead,
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
first up,
The colony doesn't need to exist. It makes no sense.
right,
Right,
So
yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is a super spy. He's Ethan Hunt. He's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah.
He's retired. He has a wife. She's knocked up for apparently like 47 months. I'm not. It's the
Pregnant
world's
for
longest
an extended
pregnancy.
period of time.
And they call him out of retirement for some job where he has to like murder Mickey Rourke. So
Yeah.
So he goes back to the job, you know,
At a carnival.
unwillingly at the world's
Supposed to be
weirdest
a 36-hour job.
at the world's weirdest carnival in Antwerp.
Yeah.
With his team of assassins to kill Mickey Rourke. Unbeknownst to them,
Where-
Mickey Rourke is picking up his 6-year-old son.
and
right.
in the crossfire Mickey Rourke's son dies.
Right,
Yeah.
and he dies. So,
Also, everyone in that scene was reading their lines off of a cue card.
Right.
Yes, that also.
I did notice
have eyes on Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke. Stavros. I have eyes on Stavros.
He's in my sight and I have clear coverage on him. Ready to fire.
So you got the world's weirdest carnival with the rides that are literally like going like this with people on them,
Yeah,
right?
and the weird clown people
screaming and the weird clowns.
Yeah.
Also, that's where Stavros got his tiger.
Yeah,
He
there's
stole it from the
tiger.
carnival.
Yeah, he
The
did steal
tiger
a
is
tiger.
there.
Yeah.
Right, and so they have a big giant shootout. The 6-year-old kid dies, and it's a big clusterfuck. And in the end, Jean-Claude Van Damme loses and
Gets taken to the
and
colony.
and he dies. And he gets taken to the colony of forgotten spies.
Right.
Where he
Where
can
he
either
immediately
die.
knows who everyone is.
Right, because they're all his old buddies that
Yeah.
died on
Or
previous missions.
people that he tried to kill.
Or people that he tried to
He's
kill.
like, oh my God, I tried to kill you
Yeah,
7
yeah,
months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And then they get into like a kicking match.
So he goes to jail for being a good spy.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't know. It's
fraternity
weird.
for
Yeah.
forgotten
And
good
here-
and bad guys.
Here's something else. It's run by Balok.
Balak.
I've never
You've
seen
been
this dude.
saying that
So
all.
weird looking.
Listen, we've been here for about 4 hours now, and Alex hasn't stopped saying Bullock
I'm obsessed.
the whole day.
It's Balok. Belloc.
Belloc from
I'm gonna put a clip of Indiana
Jones.
Jones. I've never seen this dude in any other movie except for Indiana Jones.
I don't think I have either.
And he pops up into a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
I know it's weird.
What?
Listen, it was 1997. We were trying to make Dennis Rodman into a thing.
Right, yeah.
We
You know-
let him rap.
Mary on the floor.
At
We
the end
put
of the
him in a
movie-
movie.
Yeah.
And then ultimately he was like, I think I just want to play basketball. And they were like, that's fine.
You know,
Ultimately, he was like, I just want to go to North Korea.
Yeah.
what's really funny is I didn't know it was Balak until he said it was Balak.
Are you
Same.
sure you
earlier
didn't
this
recognize
morning.
him?
I didn't even. It
Oh,
didn't even
man.
register with me.
Wow. Yeah, no, I immediately clocked that. I was like, hey,
And then as soon as I saw him again, I'm like, oh,
This fucking guy.
this
Yeah,
freaking
Fucking
guy.
clown guy. Like, why is the clown makeup
Is-
necessary for you to be undercover?
Is he
Just clown
undercover?
crazy.
Or is he just a clown at the carnival?
No,
No.
No, he's
he's
undercover.
one of Jean-Claude Van Damme's team
Yeah.
at the carnival, dressed up as a
Clown.
Yeah.
so that he can, be in position to take
Do
down
they
Mickey
have
Rourke.
someone in the CIA doing clown makeup for undercover?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, then
was
why
the
does it
sniper
look
chick.
like that?
Oh, the team up sequence, real quick, before they go to the clown show, is like he gives this lady a briefcase, and he's like, "Are you in my dead eye?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "I hope you know how to put this together."
No,
And then-
she's Russian, so you got to use the Russian.
Oh, sorry.
accent.
So of course I am. And she opens it up, and she immediately starts putting this gun together. I'm like, we're not on the mission yet. You can put that
It's okay.
down.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But what's the line that she says when she puts it
I
together?
don't remember.
With this, I can shoot the dick of a hummingbird.
Yes.
With
I
this,
can shoot the dick off a hummingbird. No, that's
That's
French. I'm drunk.
I can shoot the dick of a hummingbird.
I can shoot
That's
the,
also French.
I can
Shoot
shoot
the
the
dick off a hummingbird. Da. I can shoot
I
it
can
off
shoot
it.
the.
I can
can't do
shoot
it.
the dick off of a
I
hummingbird.
can shoot the dick off hummingbird. I can't do it.
Anyway, it's just such a good shot. Oh God, this
Let's do
And-
Italian.
and-
I can shoot the dick off of a hummingbird.
And then the payoff
Put it
to
in a
that
pan with a little olive oil, a little oregano.
the payoff to that line is that Mickey Rourke shoots her through her scope.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and literally gives her a dead eye.
with a handgun. With a handgun, no
You know
less.
what I like right now?
Yeah.
We're twisted.
This is JUNE-CLAUDE
Listen,
Van Damme, guys.
We had to get fucked up to talk about this movie because there's no other way
No.
to talk about this movie. Another thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
This is pre-surgery Mickey Rourke.
Oh, he looks
Yes.
good.
he looks really
He
good.
looks so good.
And he's swole. He's been working
He's
out.
cut.
Oh my
He's got a
God.
normal
dude.
face.
He
He's got a
spends-
normal
He
lips.
went through like karate training in
Yeah.
order to just do his fight scenes with
For sure.
JCVD.
For sure.
What happened to that guy?
He went a little nuts.
He went a little nuts.
Yeah, he
little
wanted
nuts.
to keep looking good. And
I mean, he looks fine though. Even as an older guy in this movie, you're like, yeah.
How
you're
can
good.
how can he like look at himself in the mirror? If I look like Mickey Rourke does in this movie, the last thing I would want to do is change anything.
cut your face up?
Okay, yeah, but then like a couple of years go by and you're like, oh, maybe a little of this, maybe a little of that, maybe a little of this.
And then you need to do corrective stuff because you
And
went
then
too
you see
far.
a doctor who's like, you know
She's
what we
the
should
cash
do?
cow. Yeah. You got the cash cow dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, tigers.
Tigers.
Fucking too many tigers.
Too many tigers
Too
in
much
this movie.
tiger.
Same tiger.
So he meets Dennis Rodman.
Yaz.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is
That-
a underworld
Yes,
arms
bitch.
dealer,
Yes.
right?
Yes. An underground arms dealer
Who's
who
into some kinky shit.
happens to wear purple spandex and has a scuba diving gimp as a slave. And he
Or,
has
a partner.
has
You
a
don't know.
whole armory full of weapons that this guy goes to.
I want to go to one of these dudes' parties.
And
They look like
I
they're fired.
don't.
His brothers
I
are all
don't.
monks.
Yes.
Oh my God. How much of a normie does JCVD look like when he first walks into that? He's like, I'm wearing my cap and I'm wearing my jacket and I'm wearing my
here's
suit.
the
And
thing.
everyone's like, oh, we are into just like cutting ourselves and that's beauty. And he's just like, oh, where's the us?
So-
The funny part about Dennis Rodman's whole thing in this movie is that anybody who was aware of things when Dennis Rodman was relevant would just go, oh, it's just Dennis Rodman
He's playing himself.
being Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
His outfits, his glasses, his stupid fucking hair, none of that was weird because it's just the same shit you saw Dennis Rodman wearing on the cover of every
Everything.
single magazine and website that you ever saw Dennis Rodman in. There's nothing weird about Dennis Rodman in this movie because he's just being himself.
I think this
It's
was
very strange.
This was supposed to be like the pedestal that Dennis Rodman came out on as an actor. And they were like, listen, this is what we're going to do.
You're just going to be you.
You're going to come out as an actor in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
I mean,
and he
I'd
was like,
sell.
yeah, cool. I'm headlining. That sounds great. So, yeah. And everything that Dennis Rodman was known for was just like antics and the hair and
So
making basketball puns. And they were like, we're going to create a movie around all of that.
One of the things that made this movie difficult to watch was like they had the botched assassination attempt in the beginning of the movie, which kills Mickey Rourke's son, which sets up the revenge plot for the
Which was
second half.
not the fault of JCVD at all.
No, it was free firing. There's crossfire. People were shooting. He got hit. His kid. It was very sad, right?
Yeah, it was
But it
very-
sets
very-
up, it sets
very
up the
touching.
revenge for the second half of the movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme gets injured. He goes to the colony.
The colony.
But then we have to spend like 40 minutes setting up what the colony is, spending a little bit of time at the colony, and then escaping the colony for the rest of the movie to
I
progress.
swear to
Which
God,
on its own,
the colony could have just been taken out of this whole movie.
Yeah.
or it could have just been the movie.
Well, yeah.
The
here-
movie,
here-
the colony movie would be a cool thing on its own.
well, here's the story behind that, right? So originally, this movie was called Lenny.
Really?
Yeah, and it was a script that had been floating around in Hollywood for quite some time, and the premise of it was this this former spy. He wakes up at the colony and he finds out this is where spies who are too dangerous to be left out in the world go for retirement, and basically the entire story was supposed to be about this guy escaping in order to get back to his his pregnant wife. And it was supposedly a really, really good script. And when Jean-Claude Van Damme read it, he was like, hey, I like this script. Let's do it. And then as soon as he signed on, the producers of the movie were like, well, now that we've got Jean-Claude on, we need to put in more action scenes. And so they come up with like his exploits outside of the colony. And then once Jean-Claude, was doing the action thing, they're like, you know what? We need someone for Jean-Claude to play off of. And originally they were going to go after Wesley Snipes. But then
Oh, they got a
would've
Wesley
been all
Snipes type,
yeah, they got
which
a
is
Wesley
what Eddie
Snipes
Murphy
type.
always wanted.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes type.
And so like once Dennis Rodman was cast in it, the movie was a completely different movie from this original script that the screenplay writer had created, which was actually more of like an escape drama, kind of like Escape from Alcatraz or Ocean's 11 or something like that. And they turned it into more of an action-y schlock type movie at the end of the day. But what was funny about it is that so all the scenes at the colony
The colony.
in this movie, so Jean-Claude Van Damme was well known for having a timeshare in Spain that he kept trying to get people to buy off of him.
Oh no!
And so he made the production use his timeshare
Was that
as
the
the
place?
colony. Every scene
That's hilarious.
that takes place in the colony is
Wait, every scene that takes place in
The
colony.
is actually at Jean-Claude Van Damme's Spanish timeshare.
Wait, Jean-Claude Van Damme's colony?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's
So
amazing.
he got the production to pay him to get out of his timeshare.
This fucking guy He is a genius.
That's pretty smart.
He should be the ruler of the colony.
How many babies do you think they endangered in the filming of this movie? Like they have a thing for babies in this movie. There's one. There's one that's a bomb. There's a whole a room filled with babies and a nursery.
A lot of children died in this movie.
This movie gives no fucks about women, children, or tigers.
They threw a grenade in a nursery at a hospital filled with babies.
They stole a tiger from a carnival.
Stole a tiger.
And they held on to it for revenge.
For the finale.
Well, listen, the hospital is deserted.
But except for the babies.
Nursery, which is completely full of like 20 babies.
And also, this was at a time period in American history where security stations actually had glass instead of shatterproof plastic.
Oh,
And
yeah, so you could punch right through it.
Yeah.
It was during a time period where we didn't give a fuck about babies.
God dang it, dude. Even the
Fucking
finale.
hell.
The finale of this movie, which we'll skip ahead a little bit, but like
Yeah.
there's Jean-Claude Van Damme's baby.
Literally has just been born. He has just been born.
Is it
47 months after.
Someone gave him a bath. He's very clean.
very clean.
He is a newborn baby. They leave his mother just like,
Well,
yeah,
we don't need
she's-
you anymore.
Also, she's alive still. But they just leave her there. And she's just like, I'm so very afraid. And I'm so glad that you're alive. And maybe go get that baby.
Yeah. And then the baby gets put into a basket.
Basket.
And then, okay, so we skip forward to the
But
end where.
With a dangly that attracts the tiger.
But Dennis Rodman makes the basket.
saves the baby
Saves the
in the
baby.
basket by doing a wheelie on a dirt bike, which we
Shit,
do
that's
not
another
know.
basketball pun because of the basket.
Yeah, but we don't know where the dirt bike
we
came
are
from.
skipping so much, but it's okay because
It's
it doesn't
a
matter.
ridiculous movie.
None of this matters.
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
any of it? None of it
Honestly,
matters.
this podcast doesn't matter.
I
doesn't
would
matter.
just honestly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I was going to say I would really love to talk to you about the Coca-Cola vending machines.
This whole movie is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Yes, it is.
So yeah,
It
so
is absolutely.
legitimately, Coca-Cola paid money for product placement in this movie,
Coca-Cola. Yeah, throw it up there.
and I want Vader to give us a rundown of the climax of this film, like the very
Oh,
end.
the climax?
Yeah, yeah. So we
okay,
got the-
so
Can you do it
Mickey
without
Rourke,
coming?
Mickey Rourke and Dennis Rodman and Jean-Claude Van Damme, they have their big showdown
in the Colosseum
in a
in
Coliseum,
Rome.
in a gladiator Coliseum for reasons, right? For
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
Somehow they just appear.
They go from a
And
hospital
go
to
from
the
a hospital.
Coliseum.
Click, click, pshing,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden everybody's in this Coliseum.
For no
It's
reason.
like they're in the fucking Matrix or something, dude. It's
Yeah.
weird. I mean, literally, you go to a Coliseum that has mines in it.
It's booby trapped
Yeah.
by
booby trapped with
landmines.
mines.
Booby
Yeah.
trapped ahead of time.
Right. And so you have this showdown between Mickey Rourke and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Shirtless
and,
Mickey Rourke.
And everybody's shirtless. And
Yeah, Dennis Rodman loses his shirt.
yeah,
He had
he
a
doesn't have a
fight
shirt
and then
on.
he took off his shirt. He was hot.
Yeah, and everybody's posing like they're in Warrior. Ooh, ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, and one thing leads to another. Tiger gets involved, right? Rawr, tiger, tiger, and there's like a montage of kicks.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Oh,
to like
yes.
a bunch, like some really cool montage music.
Yeah.
Like kick, kick, kick.
Yeah.
Boom, bop, kick, kick. You know, there's and Mickey Rourke going with the flexing, you
Yeah.
know, and taking a kick and stuff. And then he steps on a mine, and he can't get up. If he moves his foot, the mine will blow up.
How did he step on the mine?
Getting kicked.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, what?
He moved it. He
that's
undug.
right. Dennis Rodman did some shit.
No.
Oh,
So,
he
moved
moved
the
across.
mine.
so the mines were marked by these like little crosses.
Crosses.
Like a
The crosses,
graveyard.
yes.
Yeah, so that Mickey Rourke knew where all the mines were, but when his back was turned, Dennis Rodman took the crosses and moved them,
Right.
and so Mickey Rourke accidentally stepped on one of his own mines.
Yes.
So
And then
Mickey
go
Rourke
ahead.
steps on a mine. He's stuck.
Yeah.
He lifts his foot up. He's dead.
Yeah.
And then the tiger comes in.
Yep.
Tiger. Right. So Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman and the baby.
And Belloc.
And Belloc.
And Belloc.
They run, and they're running through the ancient Coliseum, and the tiger jumps on Mickey Rourke, and a nuclear explosion blows up from the world's largest fucking landmine.
What saves the day?
And then they're running through the halls of the Coliseum, and there's a magic Coca-Cola can dispensing machine right there in the middle of this ancient Coliseum. And Dennis Rodman grabs it, pulls it in front of them, and they use it as a shield to shield them from the nuclear mine explosion. And they all live happily ever after.
Coca-Cola literally
because
saves the day.
Coca-Cola literally saved the day behind their Coca-Cola vending machine
Crazily
shield.
not a sponsor of this podcast.
Yeah, like Coca-Cola probably put up at least 10 million of that 30 million budget.
Yeah, and it's not the only time a Coke is prevalent in this movie.
Yeah, no, there's Coca-Cola all over the place.
It's all over in this movie.
But that was the most egregious.
Yeah, it was never more prevalent than that.
They were like, they were filming the end of this movie, and they were like, "Oh shit, we didn't put enough product placement."
We're
in the rest of
literally
the
watching
movie."
this. Where'd the Coke machine come from?
They're running through a
What the
hallway,
fuck?
and the hallway is lined with Coca-Cola
It's literally got
machines.
30 Coca-Cola machines there.
It's a 3,000-year-old stadium.
Yeah.
They run through and they're like, "Oh, should we stop and get a Coke?" No, that's probably not appropriate. We'll keep running.
Dennis Rodman holds the Coca-Cola machine in front of himself. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme's baby, Belloc, and the
Belloc.
flames go around them. It's some kind of a magical.
largest
And then
explosion.
they pan back. It's a nuclear explosion.
It's a nuclear- it's
And
ridiculous.
there's 3 men and a baby hiding behind
Coca-Cola
just a
machine.
vending machine.
So the Coliseum literally like explodes. Like the walls of the Coliseum are falling.
Yeah.
But them behind the vending machine,
Yeah.
completely
They're
fine.
safe. They're safe.
Completely safe.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was,
Safe within the bosom of Coca-Cola.
Oh my
and
God.
at some
Give me
point
that. Wait,
in time,
give me that. Safe within the bosom of Coca-Cola.
there you go. And then at some point in time, there's cyber monks. So Dennis Rodman has a team of monks who are like hackers somewhere in Rome.
But they don't seem to know how to work computers.
But they don't know how to use a computer. But their entire like underground church is just like, it looks like a scene from Johnny Mnemonic with
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Turning Demonic?
Yeah.
That's a cool
It
movie.
looks like a scene from that.
That is
reviewed that
not a
movie?
cool movie. Yes, we have.
Yeah, we watched
I
that.
think I gave it. Did I give it like 3 stars?
I don't know.
Probably.
It was trash.
How dare you?
I don't.
It's just Keanu Reeves.
There's no way to talk about this movie because it's not really a movie.
It's
Do
pretty
you
bad, right?
remember when a tiger was karate kicked?
Yes, I do remember Jean-Claude Van Damme karate kicking a tiger. I also remember the tiger blowing up unnecessarily.
Do you remember the tiger falling through a bridge?
Yes.
Yes.
What happened to this tiger during the filming of this
And
movie?
it was a
cats
real-
always land on their
Listen,
feet.
There's a
I
scene.
feel like the karate kick was like the version of like Arnold punching a camel.
Sure. Yeah.
This was that moment for him.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
tiger deserved better.
Hey guys, if you could do me a quick favor, if you like this episode and it tickles your fancy or any other episode that we've done in the past, share it on social media and tag us in that post so that we know you're talking about us, and we will immediately jump onto that app and we will respond to your tag, and we can talk about what you like about the episode and possibly talk about something that we might want to cover in the future. And we would love to bring you in our community. We have a wonderful Discord app as well. There's a bunch of people in there that just love chatting with us. And we'd love to hear from you. So if you like this podcast, tag us in that post and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you guys so much. Back to the podcast.
I got to add some structure to this. Otherwise, I don't think anyone's going to follow what
It
we're
doesn't
talking
matter.
about.
Nobody cares.
The beginning of the movie, okay, takes place where Jean-Claude Van Damme is on a mission, and he's got to get to the border within a certain amount of time or the mission fails. And so he has to steal a truck.
I
cold open?
legit
Yeah.
thought that this was his like, I'm leaving the CIA mission.
And then we get to his retirement, right, after he makes it across the border in time. And I swear to God that these scenes felt like they were directed by Tommy Wiseau because the
For
dialogue
sure.
Yeah.
and acting
For sure.
are so bad.
Let me.
For you, it's politics. Come on. Politics makes money.
Your swan is beautiful. You're beautiful.
Let me ask this question before you get going. Is this one of those movies that's so bad it might be good?
It's kind of good.
Is it
It's
one of those
definitely
movies?
so bad.
Because I was talking on Twitter and stuff about this movie, and I had a couple comments that said, I really enjoyed that movie. Anthony Mark, our boy Anthony,
Yeah.
I remember really liking that movie. And
Wow.
I'm like, huh, okay. That's fascinating because I didn't reply to him because I didn't know how to say.
Ignore.
I don't want to like make Anthony mad because he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But it was very strange because I'm like, this movie is dog shit. It's
It's so bad.
But now that I'm like reliving it through my Tito's infused brain, it might be one of those so bad it's good movies.
Well, here's the thing, right? So this movie is an award-winning movie.
For
What?
For what, a Razzie?
Yes. It got nominated for 3 Razzies.
3.
One for Worst Actor, Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
One for Worst Movie.
Okay.
Oh, is it the soundtrack?
No. The third one was Worst On-Screen Duo, Jean-Claude and Dennis
I can
Rodman.
totally see
That makes sense.
This
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
one of those movies that we need to like rent a theater
Yes.
Watch it.
and
Yes.
fill it up with 200 other nerds, and we just have a blast.
Yes.
Watching this piece of
It would
shit.
sell a lot of alcohol.
It would
that
be
day.
a lot of fun.
So what's funny about this movie is that it was directed by a guy named Sui Hark. And Sui Hark was one of these guys who came out of the golden age of Hong Kong cinema. And he kind of came up around this time where like John Woo was becoming a thing. He helped like produce early John Woo movies. He made a couple of like really amazing like series in Hong Kong, like Once Upon a Time in China and stuff like that. And he was known as the Hong Kong Spielberg because he was a guy who introduced like Hollywood quality special effects to Hong Kong cinema and stuff like that. And so this was like his first Hollywood movie. He was making the Hollywood jump around the same time John Woo was. And, he was teaming up with Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's an international superstar, and then like this American basketball player. And so there was a lot of buzz about this movie, especially since it was like, Dennis Rodman's first film. And the reason I went to see this in the theater is because like I was a big fan of Sui Hark, who directed this movie. But apparently, so like in Hong Kong, he was just left to his own device. He could do whatever he wanted with his movies, and they usually turned out pretty good. With this movie, apparently there was so much interference from like producers and stuff like that. Jean-Claude, making certain demands.
I need a camera for my muscles.
Yeah, that the movie turned out not at all what the director wanted. And then like he followed this up with another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Knockoff, where Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a fashion designer.
No.
Oh my God.
Who becomes an act?
Is that next week's movie?
Well, that's next year's Jean-Claude Van Damme movie for sure.
So basically, Sui Hark, he was a very well-known action director, and in fact, he got this other kind of like the fat Jackie Chan, his name's Sammo Hung, to come in and choreograph a lot of the fight scenes in this movie.
I wish that was my last name.
Sammo Hung.
Hung. F you, Hung.
But all the elements were here to make like a good movie. However, every time Jean-Claude and Dennis Rodman are on screen, if you had just replaced them with 2 other actors, the dialogue I think might have worked. But hearing them try to banter with one another was so painful.
Who does your hair? Siegfried or Roy?
The last guy made fun of my hair. He's still trying to put his head out of his ass.
I don't want to know about your sex life.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
It's just basketball puns.
It was just a bunch of puns and a bunch of like.
I never missed twice.
But I never missed twice, brother.
The way that Dennis Rodman acted, it was like, I'm obviously acting right now.
Dennis Rodman sounded exactly like he did on every single interview I've ever seen Dennis Rodman in.
Yeah.
He wasn't acting. He was just being Dennis Rodman.
So
It was very awkward.
after the big carnival set piece, we go to the colony. And at that point, it goes back to the original script.
Did you mean
the
colony?
Yeah. So it goes back to the original script. And at this point, Jean-Claude Van Damme starts training to escape the colony because the colony is surrounded by a network of underwater lasers.
Ill-tempered, very ill-tempered.
And the only way that they drop supplies on the island is apparently to drop a package out of an airplane into the water, which then they have to turn the lasers off so that they don't destroy the supplies. And then boats go out there. It's so convoluted.
Well,
and
also, they could just drop it on the island.
They could have just
I know
dropped it
how
on
to
the
fix this
island.
movie.
How do you fix it?
You recast it with Dennis Rodman being played by
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
And you recast Belloc with Lance Henriksen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sven, what was Sven?
Sven Thorson has
Sven
to be in there.
Sven Thorson could be the guy who's who's enemy on the colony.
I would love for Sven Thorson to be Stavros.
Well, what's crazy is, so there's a scene in this movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme is making his escape. And he waits for the underwater lasers to be turned off so that he can dive down in there and then hitch a ride on the supply pickup. And he's got this like rival spy at the colony who's been shadowing him because like he's planning to kill Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, he's his handler.
It's his, yeah.
No. His handler's Belloc. Belloc.
Oh,
I think
that's who you were talking about.
shot coming up
No. The guy I'm talking about is that basically he's the guy that Jean-Claude Van Damme supposedly killed, and he gets out of the pool and then he like tries to shake his hand and punches him.
It's right there.
Yep, there's his crotch.
Yep. Sorry, fat cam.
Stop making me look at it.
No, look at it, Jude.
Look at it.
Fat cam that shit right now. Because it's going to be like really good.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Glorious.
He's like,
Do it, Sean.
he's fucking that doorway, dude. Is what he's doing.
What is he doing? What is this? Why? Why is it Dutch angle? Why is it a Dutch angle right now?
Because that's how we like to fuck in the Dutch style.
Remember when he was bench pressing the tub filled with water?
Oh, that was a sex scene.
It's coming
That
up.
was a fucking
It's
sex
coming
scene.
up.
Yes.
So he's learning
how to hold his breath.
He's training his lungs at all.
Because he has to train how to get underneath
And he
the
has
lasers.
to learn how to hold his breath while he's
And
fucking.
Suey Hark, one of his big things is like the Dutch angle.
Yeah.
For like his,
Yeah, apparently. I don't understand
Going
it.
to fuck this
Are
doorway.
we fat camming? Good.
Yeah,
for sure.
we need to. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get copyright claimed or not. But what is he doing? What does that do for you?
Well, it's
it's cool.
aerobic.
He's doing some pull-ups, reverse pull-ups.
Christ, the pull-ups I get.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just training.
We'll come
it's
back
a training
to it.
montage, and he's Rocky music.
We'll come back to it when I get to the
The soundtrack is terrible.
But we're going to get to all that stuff. But as Jean-Claude is, timing his dive into the water to escape, his nemesis on the island was already there with a scuba gear. And as he's underwater, he tries to suffocate Jean-Claude with a plastic bag. And then Jean-Claude...
As you do.
Yeah, then Jean-Claude is like, well, turnabout's fair play. So he takes out his scuba diver breather apparatus. Rebreather. Takes a hit off of it.
Reloads.
And then like leaves. And then the guy's still in the water when the lasers turn back on and he dies. And it was like...
And doesn't he explode?
He does explode.
He does explode.
Why does he explode?
Because of the lasers.
But why was the human body explode with
lasers?
Listen, nobody knows
and also it was
what
underwater.
lasers do.
Yeah, so it was underwater.
Underwater
when he exploded.
lasers, even more mysterious.
I also got to point out that this movie doesn't know how explosions work. Because there's a point where like they throw a grenade into like a pool.
How can you say that?
And the grenade explodes, and as the explosion comes out of the pool, there's like fire. Coming out.
It's the greatest explosions ever in this movie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when we were watching this, Kate just goes, "It's not how fire works."
I have another question about his escape.
Yeah.
So if you cut your thumb off, right, and you cut all your shit, so you can like put your fingerprints on an eraser, wouldn't it take more than just a single Band-Aid? Probably to cover that up.
Yeah. Jude was obsessed with like the weird fingerprints on his like head bandage.
Oh my God. He wakes up in the colony and he's got like dirty fingerprints just all over his bandage. I'm like, why? Why is your bandage dirty and it has fingerprints?
But after he escapes, he goes to Yaz, and this is where Dennis Rodman kind of like appears in the movie. Like we were introduced
that Dennis
to him.
Rodman's character is Yaz.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was Dennis Rodman.
Well, they meet.
I don't even know his name.
They meet before like the job.
Yeah, no, like so there was an introductory scene earlier on in the movie, but now that he's escaped from the colony, it's a full-on team-up movie. So Dennis Rodman is now motivated by money because Jean-Claude Van Damme promises him like 3 CIA bank accounts, like access to them. And he's like, if you help me, I will give you the access code.
Give you the code.
Yeah.
He's just lying.
Yeah, and so Dennis Rodman agrees to like help him out, and gives him the most ridiculous outfits to wear as disguise. There's a scene in this movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme is like full emo rocker,
like a furry vest.
Yeah, but he's got like the circular glasses and like this like flock of seagulls hairdo and stuff like that. It's really really funny, like how Jean-Claude Van Damme's trying to look inconspicuous in this movie.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
This fucking workout montage kills me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Are we gonna...
There's multiple montages.
I want to see the bathtub scene again. Why is he kicking a bucket of rocks for some reason?
To toughen himself up.
This is the least...
therapy. It's physical therapy. We're going to be milking this movie for years. We're going to be
This is going to be one of our top.
I don't
movies.
need to go scene by scene.
We're showing this at the Salty Nerd Film Festival.
That sounds like fun. A lot of alcohol needs to be involved.
Yeah.
I just it's so bad.
His escape with the number 2 eraser on a number 2 pencil.
It's great.
With a Coke can.
Was there a Coke can in the contraption when he escaped? I don't remember.
I
Being
thought it
Coke.
was.
Maybe
Marlboro cigarettes or Camels or some shit.
Yeah, there's another sponsor in there somewhere.
Yeah.
This
Anyway.
movie brought to you by cigarettes and Coke.
The ending is the most fun part, though.
This Coliseum.
Yeah, the Coliseum is that's how you end a movie. Obviously,
It was like literally they made a different movie.
yes.
It's like
There's 3 movies in here.
yeah.
There's like the weird
it's crazy.
Gimp, Dennis Rodman. Then there's like the colony thing, and then now there's a Coliseum.
We should redo this movie. We should make a trilogy.
Dennis Rodman finds a motorcycle out of
Somewhere.
nowhere, comes in, swoops up the baby.
Yeah.
First of all, he was like, I'll take care of your wife. You take care of Stavros. And then he just leaves the wife somewhere, I guess. We never see her again.
We don't.
Yeah,
you're right.
And he just like comes in on a motorcycle. He's like, oh, I know I said I was going to take care of your wife, but I was getting this sweet bike.
Yeah.
And then he like swoops
Scoops
up
the
the
baby.
baby and then
Right.
doesn't take the
Wait,
baby
wait.
to safety.
Here's the
he
sex-
just hides the baby.
Here's the bathtub sex scene.
Oh,
right
is
here.
it coming? Oh, there we go.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's fucking the bathtub.
Yeah, he's fucking the bathtub. He's totally fucking that
Every
bathtub.
single one of these faces are his O faces.
He's like angry fucking the bathtub.
Yeah.
God.
Like a-
Yeah.
Look at that. Why?
Funny, dude.
Why is he?
No hands. No hands. No.
Yeah. Don't just look at her ass.
And
Eat
wait-
it.
my God.
He just
That's
came.
awesome.
Just came right there.
You gotta watch the video of this, guys. Spaces, people, you gotta watch the video.
Good
my
God.
God.
Yeah,
Wow.
like when he comes, there's
man.
literally a splash of water right in the camera.
hilarious.
Absolutely incredible.
You're welcome. It was a refreshing mist of cum.
Oh man, I feel a little flushed right now. That was good shit.
Anyway, so the movie. So this is my. Also, they finish off the movie with a magic trick. Okay, like Magic Man. This is glorious. So Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's got his baby, I think, and Dennis Rodman is
His
there.
kid got his wife.
They're walking to a car, and then
The
Belloc.
wife is a mystery.
She's fine.
Probably.
Belloc comes out and is like, "Now I want a souvenir from my trip to Rome. I want a lock of your hair
Which made no sense.
and your shirt."
No, it made sense because Belloc was his handler, and so he wanted the hair and the shirt to make it seem like he had killed the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Which is what I thought. But then they were like, but no, we're going to disappear.
Yeah,
and then it
so-
made me think like, oh, maybe he was just like a weirdo that wanted a souvenir and then he was going to kill him.
I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
But
It did not make sense.
Dennis Rodman was
It was
like,
not
"Oh
clear.
yeah, here's a souvenir for you," and he flips a coin to him, and then the coin
Blows up.
explodes into a giant plume
nuclear
of smoke.
nuclear
Well,
bomb coin.
They actually
Set up and pay off.
They actually set that up earlier.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's my lucky coin. That's my lucky explosive.
Well, in the scene where we first meet Dennis Rodman's character Yaz, Jean-Claude Van Damme has this like little like gold earring.
That's
and-
right.
And he like
I remember.
takes the back of it off, and Dennis Rodman's like, "Did you just like unplug that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Fire in the hole," and he like throws it.
Yeah.
So that gold, it's not really gold. It's like some type of like weird explosive.
The spy magic.
Yeah.
So the smoke goes up, and then Jean-Claude gets in the car and drives off, and Belloc's like, "Ha
He's in
ha."
his tiny car. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene where where Dennis Rodman steals a tiny car and he has to have his head popping out.
Oh yeah, his head's over the top. That's like me driving my wife's car.
It's like anyone in my Yaris.
Yeah. Glorious.
I told I was talking to my wife yesterday, and I said, and the cars got brought up, and I think she got annoyed with me because I said all you buy is midget cars, because she has these little tiny 2-seater. It's just, I don't know.
Anyway,
That's because that's how I am.
I'm done talking about this movie. It's so
Like,
bad.
The movie does just kind of end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
it ends
weird,
with
right?
Dennis Rodman looking at the destroyed historical landmark of the Colosseum.
Shirtless.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
Well, you can bet your ass they'll blame me for this one. I wonder what the fine would be.
Oh,
and then it cuts to black, and it cuts to the theme song of the movie, which is Dennis Rodman
Just rapping.
rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awful. It's truly,
Like
truly
he's
awful.
pulling a Shatner with like the talk singing, where he's just talking along
Yeah.
with the beat.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
I wonder what he's doing now. What's Dennis?
He's hanging out
Rodman
with
doing
Kim Jong-un.
now?
Whatever his name is.
He's not doing that now.
No?
That was years ago.
No, I think he's still there. I think he's still hanging out. Yeah.
Come on.
Him and him and Steven Seagal get together in the weekends.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman's technically
They cook out.
Dennis Rodman's technically an ambassador for North Korea.
Let me ask you this: would you party with Dennis Rodman?
I don't think I'm ready.
I think I would.
I think I'm ready for that.
I want to like get.
Do I have to sign a waiver?
I want to get like Dennis Rodman and Burt Kreischer.
Oh Jesus
Oh my God, your fucking obsession
That would be
with
hilarious.
this piece of shit it's going to be the division of us.
All right, let's give this a rating there, Matt. Is it possible? Is it even possible to rate this?
God, I forgot that we would have to do this.
No, this movie is a 1-star crap fest.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's also a 5-star glorious, weird ass.
Yeah.
So bad. I can find some entertainment here because it is that bad.
Yeah.
It is terrible. But at the same time, if I could get together with my friends and we could get really fucked up and watch this movie,
It would be so much fun.
it would be so much fun.
The Coke.
So yes, it's a one and a I don't know how to put it. For our rating system, it's a 1. It's a 1-star shit fest for sure. But I kind of want to watch it again with you guys
Okay.
in the theater with all of our friends.
Drunk.
I'm drunk as
Yeah.
hell. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, for
Jude,
sure.
what's your rating?
This movie is a 5-star Coca-Cola classic. Also, this is 100% a 1-star crap fest. But I 100% agree with you that we should make this a part of the Salty Nerd experience,
Sure.
movie theater experience, and we should just watch this in a group because it is so bad. This is a perfect movie for a so bad it's good
Yeah.
experience, but you have to have the experience surrounding it.
For sure.
You can't just watch this by yourself while you're at work.
I watched it.
Yeah.
By myself.
Yeah. You have to
It was
be in a
horrendous.
group of people who are all like throwing shit, verbally or otherwise, and having a great time hating this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I want to throw shit at the screen while I'm watching this movie.
I want to throw shit at you
Okay.
while we watch this movie.
Sure.
While you throw shit at the screen.
Sounds like a good time.
I want to throw you at the screen. Is that
You
cool?
couldn't lift that much. So yeah.
Kate, what's
I'm
your
gonna-
rating for
I'm
this
gonna work
movie?
on it.
She's going to train for months with
I'm
the
gonna train
bathtub.
for months. Months.
She's gonna
I'm
fuck
gonna train
the
for months.
bathtub.
I'm gonna train for months. Just like Mickey Rourke. I'm gonna get my bathtub and my Coca-Cola.
All right, Kate.
You fucking wait.
What's your rating?
All right, so this movie had a lot going for it. It had Jean-Claude Van Damme's penis. It had
did
Jean-Claude
not.
Van
This
Damme.
guy in packages.
There's no
I don't
penis
know what
in
to
this
do with
movie.
It
them.
had Jean-Claude Van Damme fucking a bathtub.
Yes.
It had 90s emo Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
It had 12 different hairstyles.
So many.
Yeah. It had massive amounts of basketball puns. It was directed by one of Hong Kong cinema's greatest directors. There was a lot to like about this movie.
You're making all of this up.
Mickey Rourke
Shirtless.
was pretty cool.
Pretty badass.
This is a real moment for him. This is like before he was uncastable, and he looked great during it.
Yeah, like he specifically got in shape so that he could go toe to toe with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm.
It's also funny because every time Jean-Claude Van Damme is on screen with Dennis Rodman is just so freaking tall, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's not a tall guy to begin
No.
with.
They made a joke about that. They had like a little mini fight scene between the two of them because they didn't realize that they were on the same team for a second. And Jean-Claude Van Damme was just like piggybacking on top of Dennis Rodman, rolling around in circles, trying to flip off the walls and stuff. It was like a Yoda versus Count Dooku moment. It was super weird.
Yeah, but they took pains to try to shoot around like every time Jean-Claude Van Damme is next to Dennis Rodman, they try not to show that too much. And when they are in the same scene together, Rodman's always like either sitting down or there's like a level difference of the floor or something like that. This is not a good movie. But what was funny is that this morning, so Vader hadn't seen the end of this movie yet. And so we came in here to watch the last 20 minutes or so, which was the most ridiculous part because it's the Coliseum landmine
Yeah,
scene.
we all sat down and we got so horny over it.
And I recorded all of that.
I knew you did.
I knew it. You son of a bitch.
And for people who want to see our real-time reactions to that ending, you go to saltynerdclub.com.
There's the grift. I
Yeah,
knew he was doing that.
Fucking guy.
Because,
I asked him.
Because that's the only thing, that's the type of thing that we can only put up on Patreon.
Yeah.
We can't put it up on YouTube. But if you guys want to see Vader and Alex and Jude's reaction to the end of this movie with all the product placement, you got to check out
You
saltynerdclub.com.
are diabolical.
Glorious. I loved it.
So
Rainbow.
yeah, this is a
Rainbow hair.
one star crap fest of a movie. I've never liked it. I remember when I saw it in the theater, I was like, this is not a good movie. But having come to appreciate Jean-Claude Van Damme as a Jean-Claude Van Damme ridiculous movie, this is like, again, 5 stars. It's a lot of fun.
I concur with all of you. It's
Yeah.
a horrible movie, but God, it was so much fun to talk about.
We have to watch it
Yeah.
in the theater.
Yeah.
This
We
is
have, we have
With
to
our
get
people.
this movie.
this
with
is
our
a
peeps.
perfect example of
I want
Jean-Claude
to sit.
Van
I
Damme.
want to sit between Nadia and Joker again,
Yeah,
and I just want to like have a blast.
have fun.
And
Yeah.
if I can just get pounded on gross IPA beer, like we did like last month.
I dig it. All right, guys. That's it for this season of JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme. Every year we dedicate an episode to our podcast to the muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And this is one of the better ones. We've had a lot of fun here. What were you going to say, V? Or not V, but Jude? Go ahead.
Jay, we had a comment in the Twitter Spaces. We need a mini movie of Jude getting jacked for the Vader throwing.
Oh.
And I challenge some of you people in the Twitter Spaces to make that of me getting Rocky in shape for my fight with Vader.
Okay.
We'll get the Legion
Dude, I'll
of Memers
never
to
fight
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hit girls.
Punching slabs of meat.
And deadlifting bathtubs,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Vader can lift the bathtub. I wanna have my Rocky workout.
Okay. All right. Make it happen, guys.
Yeah. Ooh, have Vader doing the splits on the wall, preparing for me. Yeah.
Can I remember if I can I'll have to try.
All right.
You got to wear really thin sweatpants shorts.
Yeah, don't
I got
try
That
it.
you
I
can
got-
see your
Don't
penis
try it
through.
unless we can see your
I got
dick
my
while you do
Spanx
it.
on. I got my Spanx on today.
Always trying to get us to look at his underwear.
Look at my dick. It's miniature.
On that note, that's it for the show. Thank you guys for watching. V, say goodbye to the people.
Hey, see you guys. Have a great life. Whatever. what do we say?
That sounds like a threat. I hope you have a good life.
Have a good life.
Jude, say goodbye to the people.
Good luck living after this.
Okay,
Have a good life.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for our 4th JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme episode. And if you do want to see our real-time reactions to the climax of Double Team, check out saltynerdclub.com. Sign up. It'll be exclusively over there. So check it out.
Merry JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme. Is it Merry JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme or is it Happy JUNE-CLAUDE Van
Happy.
Damme?
I'm gonna say
Merry.
happy.
Happy JUNE-CLAUDE.
Happy.
Joyous.
Happy JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme, folks.
Yeah.
Go watch a Jean-Claude Van
Jolly June-Claude Van
Van
I
Damme.
Damme.
love it. There it is.
About flipping the fluffy.
Yeah, when you said Mary, I was like, Mary, fuck, kill?
No, Jolly JUNE-CLAUDE Van Damme, folks. Go watch a JCVD movie at some point in time in June and tell us how you enjoyed that time.
These are the salty nerds coming at you and saying, protect your tigers and your babies.
And your balls.
And your Coca-Colas.
Stay salty, folks.
Drink Coke, save babies.
Hey guys, if you like this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and comment below on your favorite video as well. That goes a long way with helping us boost our channel and get out there in front of more people. And it lets YouTube know that we're doing something right. And if you want to catch us live, we go live 2 times a week, once on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time and on Tuesdays at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. So join us there in the chat. We will see you on the live stream. Stay salty.